wherever you are. We're coming to you live from our main studio in Bakau, the Gambia. This is N24RTV News Hour, and I'm your presenter, Mudiwa Ngum. Coming up in the next minutes, what are CSOs making of President Barrow's Eid remarks? Ministry of Health commends vaccination. In sports, GFF League sees 3 teams battle for league trophy. Al Ahly demands a neural venue for African Champions League final. On the international front, Sri Lankan Prime Minister resigns amid economic crisis. Dozens killed in Democratic Republic of Congo gold mine attack. These and more to feature in our today's bulletin. Stay tuned. Many thanks for joining us, and we start with President Barrow's Eid remarks have received condemnations from people, and the CSOs are no exception, as they did delve on this issue during a press conference. This comes after Madi Jabate felt he was attacked by the president. Sukay Jarjasi tells us more in this report.
In the aftermath of President Barrow's recent attack on freedom of speech and expression, civil society groups held a press conference to respond to the president's attack on freedom of speech, an attack aimed at one of his main critics, Madi Jabate. John Charles Njai, the chairman of civil society organizations, has said that President Barrow's remarks about the media fraternity on a holiday decided to make threatening statements to the nation as a whole, a day before the Press Freedom Day.
The culmination of a month of prayer and fasting, a day marked for forgiveness and reconciliation, a day for family and friends to celebrate together, an opportunity for a nation in pain to heal and bond together. It was on this holy day that the President of our Republic decided to defy with remarks threatening to infringe on the rights and freedom of expression and speech of a citizen, the media, civil society, and indeed the nation as a whole, thereby causing division and anger across our dear motherland. A day just before World Press Freedom Day.
Jai also states that they have decided to waive those threats as political records, believing that the country will never again go back to dictatorship.
But we as a nation, notwithstanding, decided to waive those threats, taking them as mere political rhetoric, believing that a caring and responsible leader that has lived through dictatorship and all the horrors it propelled will never again allow our dear motherland to live through such brutality as was meted out to her sons and daughters. Every citizen, I repeat, every citizen has an inherent right to criticize its government. And that right must be protected and not threatened or taken away. The people defied the odds to elect into office Mr. President, and the people will do all in their power to guard against any infringement of their rights in any shape or form.
The CSOs further urge religious leaders to fear God.
To our religious leaders, remember your sacred call to lead us in accordance with the dictates of the Almighty, to speak truth to power always, to fear God and not men, to be content and maintain your integrity, because indeed one day we will all surely give an account for our deeds.
Jai reminds the president of the challenging issues in the country: the increased corruption allegations without transparent investigations and prosecutions, high cost of living, poor service delivery by public institutions, erratic power supply and internet connectivity, coupled with other outrageous charges, growing crime rates and fatal car accidents, high unemployment rate, among others. For N24 News Hour, I am Sukay Jajusi.
The Independent Electoral Commission announced that it will conduct by-elections for councillors in 4 wards on 14th May in the Brikama and Kanifing administrative areas. The said by-elections will be conducted in the following wards: Bundung 6 Junction, London Corner, Sanyang and Marakisa. According to the IEC, the campaign shall start on 2nd May and end on 12th May 2022. Thus, the campaign is ongoing as of the calendar of the IEC. This by-election hasn't attracted many as the time comes closer. The Ministry of Health, upon briefing the media about its vaccination campaign, has started the campaign. Trained health workers are said to be a part of the vaccination campaign, and here are some of the details in this report.
The Ministry of Health has briefed the public on its vaccination campaign, which starts on the 9th of May to the 15th. The Director of Health and Education, Mudiwa Ngum, states the areas of operation for the public health officers.
The same strategy will follow, whereby teams will be going from village to village, house to house, in fact, street to street. They will just start with one street and they move. And there will be people also announcing the arrival of the teams in that area and to inform them where they should be going. And then these areas include bantabas, commonly where people gather in our communities. We have health facilities. There will also be teams that are also going to be stationed there to wait for people who are missing, the people who are going to to miss the people who are supposed to be at the community level. We also have teams that are also going to be in schools, and then also in the markets, in ferry crossings points. These are very important areas because we know people are crossing on a daily basis. So we want also for them to take their time and then to make sure that these vaccines are given to them.
Jai also mentions that the vaccine has nothing to do with people's reproductive system, as others would say.
We want to assure the public that the vaccines are very safe, very effective, and we are getting information from people who have taken the vaccine that it has nothing to do with their reproductive system. And then, like, for example, people are saying if women have taken the vaccine, they will not have children. We also want to inform the public that this is not the case. Those who have taken the vaccine, and they are females, and then we have seen that many of them have, they are getting children. And the men also equally, those who have taken the vaccine, we have also seen them having children since the vaccination started in this country. So those information are rumors.
Aja Kandai, a communication officer, also laments on the aim of the vaccine, which helps to reduce mobility and mortality in the country, especially among the children.
The aim of the vaccination in general is to reduce morbidity and mortality due to vaccine-preventable diseases. We know we have a list of vaccine-preventable diseases, especially among children. We have the polio, we have the measles, we have the meningitis, and now the COVID has been included in the list. And it is affecting almost all the population. And this is why we are not limiting to children and mothers or childbearing women, but we are expanding to the general population. And our goal is to reduce morbidity and mortality through vaccination. And
in her concluding remarks, she says health workers have to be trained to give a specific vaccine to children of 12 years and above and know the target population.
The 12 years and above children are open to only the Pfizer vaccine. The health workers have been trained and they are aware of all the categories, and they know the target population and which vaccines they should be giving at what age. So the 18 years and above is open to the Johnson & Johnson and the Sinopharm. So we have almost 3 varieties in stock. We have the Pfizer, we have the Johnson & Johnson, and we have the Sinopharm available across the country. And we have them in abundance.
According to the health officials, the campaign will be a 7-day exercise. For N24RTV News Hour, I am Sukaija Yusi.
In sports, the Gambia Football Federation Male First Division League continues to amaze spectators and followers as the league takes a dramatic turn as Brikama United, Hawks, Real de Banjul are level on 33 points at the joint top. The competition has seen neutrals not quickly predicting the winner as the league may go down the wire. The Gambia local-based national team, CHAN, will begin preparations for the next AFCON with the screening of a provisional 25-man playing squad at the home of the Gambian football, the National Technical Training Center in Old Yundum. Head coach Alaji Sara will train his charges from 9th to 11th May before returning for another session between the 16th to 18th. The training proper will commence on May 23rd in preparation for a friendly international with their Senegalese equivalents on June 10th in Senegal. The qualifiers for the next CHAN Cup of Nations begins in September. As part of the preparations, the technical director of the Gambia Football Federation, Sang John Ndong, last Friday chaired an introductory and planning meeting with the technical staff of the team at his office at the NTTC in Old Yundum. Al Ahly have demanded a neutral venue for the African Champions League final after beating Algeria's Entente Sétif in the first leg of their semi-final. Here are some of the details in this report by our sports reporter.
Al Ahly have demanded a neutral venue for the African Champions League final after beating Algeria's Sétif in the first leg of their semi-final. The defending champions easily beat visitors Sétif, who were reduced to 10 men after 35 minutes, 4-0 with the second leg of the tie, set to be played on Saturday. In Saturday's other semi-final, Morocco's Wada Casablanca beat host Petro Atletico of Angola 3-1. The Confederation of African Football (CAF) is yet to name a host for final, which is now a one-off match rather than played over 2 legs as it was historically. Egyptian side Al Ahly have written to the Confederation of African Football (CAF) saying that the final should not be hosted by one of the countries of the 4 teams competing in the semi-finals. In the other last 4 tie, there was an unfortunate start for Petro's Brazilian captain Thiago Azolo, who put the ball into his own net in the 16th minute. Wada's other goal came from their captain Yahya and Congo's Brazzaville's Guy Mensah. The host pulled one back with 9 minutes left to play through veteran substitute Job. To progress, Petro will have to score at least 3 goals in the second leg this Friday in Casablanca, where they were crushed 5-1 by Wada in a group match last month. However, the Angolians will travel to Morocco on Friday without Brazilian midfielder William Suarez, who was red-carded in added time after being cautioned twice. In the CAF Confederation Cup semi-finals, South Africa's Orlando Pirates and DR Congo's TP Mozambique hold advantage after victories in Sunday's semi-finals. Innocent Miller and Goodman Molse scored inside 30 minutes as Pirates swept to a 2-0 win at Al Ahly Tripoli of Libya. TP Mozambique left it late for their win, with 19-year-old John Bakata scoring in added time to earn the win over visiting Renaissance Bakken of Morocco. Powerful Moscoria, N24 News Hour Sports.
And away from those latest happenings in sports, let's now look at the latest of the internationals. Dozens of people were killed after armed men raided a gold mine in Jugu in the Democratic Republic of Congo's eastern Ituri province on Sunday. The AFP news agency quotes a local official as saying that 29 bodies had been retrieved from the artisanal mine. Among the dead was a 4-month-old baby, it said. In a statement, the Ministry of Communication blamed the Codeco rebel group for the attack. The Codeco group has previously been accused of carrying out raids against civilians in recent months. It's blamed for killing at least a dozen people at a church in March and another 60 in February. The army is working day and night to completely eliminate the armed groups here in Ituri, army spokesperson is quoted as saying by Reuters news agency. Away from that, Sri Lanka's Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa has resigned amid mass protests at the government's handling of the economic crisis, officials say. The move came as the island was placed under curfew after violent clashes between Rajapaksa supporters and anti-government protesters in Colombo. At least 78 people have been injured in the violence in the capital, a local hospital says. There have been protests over soaring prices and power cuts since last month. Mr. Rajapaksa, 76, sent his resignation letter to his younger brother, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, his spokesperson said. The island nation is facing its worst economic crisis since gaining independence from Britain in 1948. The government has requested emergency financial help. Many Sri Lankans also want President Rajapaksa to go. And that's all the time we have in today's bulletin, but keep connected to your favorite N24RTV. Bye for now.